Welcome back everyone to our Total War Attila 634 Fire and Swords campaign. I know it's been a while since we've played in our Total War campaigns. However, by this time I've been busy with a couple of different things, but now I finally have time to get back into the campaign. So I apologize for the inconvenience of that. Now last episode was kind of pretty tumultuous. We managed to hold on to our old territories. However, we did lose like one or two battles to the Caliphate, and we are still replenishing the majority of our troops while I am trying to just keep the public order in check as enemies are beginning to converge everywhere now. Replenishment will take a while, 5 turns, while I need to find a way to end this war against the Caliphate. But the Caliphate has, even though they're still powerful, they've been pushed all the way back to Arabia Felix by the Sassanids and by us. So pretty soon we will be able to control the majority of land, and we can then shift our attention elsewhere, as the Sassanids are actually really friendly with us despite past differences. Now, we do have a lot of other wars we're still dealing with. Our main concern is also the Avar Khaganate over here to the north of the Balkans, or in the Balkan territories. Now I am making a lot of money actually, meaning that it would be useful for me to I do need to raise armies in Greece to defend against the Avar Khaganate, and then once I finish this whole affair with in the east against the Caliphate, I'm going to send this army back to you know what, some units are kind of just I should say they're pretty useless. The Limitane I'm going to get rid of here and here. Replace them with these guys. Actually, that might be a good thing altogether, to get rid of the Limitane that are still replenishing. Well, I can do this, and in turn I can get some desert mounted skirmisher units instead. Now these guys really need to replenish, because I think they lost like a battle. Now we are going to try to defeat the Avars now, because with the help, well, Great Bulgaria is getting weaker because they've been pushed by the Balts, the Croats, the random factions in the north. Now I do need to try to put an end to the Duchy of Benevento. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, because they hold a settlement in southern Greece. If I can defeat them, I can reclaim Italy, and then maybe one day we can try to reclaim Africa if it gets to that, because Africa seceded from us, but now they're under attack from all sides by the tribes of the desert. Now, as for now, we can just end the turn. Okay, the Balts have been defeated. We have Khazars raiding in Trapezus. They finally made it through. The Lombards are still waging war against the Exarchate of Ravenna. I'll get military access with the Armenians, and then my allies can just deal with whatever's coming here. I have a good network of like client states that are all allied to each other, which is what has kept all of those like Turkic tribes to the north at bay. Now the Rashidun are my main threat in the east, but as of now they're kind of just, they've been basically pushed back to such an extent that they're no longer as much of a threat as they were. Well, okay, so some guy just assassinated a general of mine. And I have a famine that just comes around once again. It's just like happens every once in a while. Like, I have like good economy and good things going on, and then like a famine just suddenly rolls through. Now this guy was probably the guy that tried to that assassinated my general. I will need to replenish my men, but I don't think I'll be able to do that this turn. Oh, really? Right when things were going okay, the famine strikes. Now, I'm worried about the Gok Turks that are now moving everywhere through my territory. But they're gonna take some. Well, let's just. I need to. The best way to look at this is look at it through the food map. So, most of my provinces are consuming a lot of food. And in particular, Constantinople and Alexandria. So, Constantinople, what's consuming that much food? Minus 50, minus 80. Okay, so that means we're gonna have to build. We're gonna have to get food buildings in order to replace that deficit of food. It doesn't matter, public order and squalor isn't gonna have to be the issue. I can't have my soldiers dying. It's an annoying mechanic, the famine mechanic. It's just like whenever something's going well, the famine just suddenly has to arrive and ruin like everything. Now I do need to increase my public order and sanitation. I'm losing a lot of troops. My general Constantine III, Constantius III, Konstantinos III. We rule, but in a very precarious rule, because we're at war with the Rashidun, who have retaken. Oh, they've actually retaken some of their territory. Now, if the Sassanids can do something about this, hold them off. If the Rashidun actually defeat the Sassanids, that would just like really ruin it. Now we're going to get rid of these. Which units should we get rid of? We have quite a few cavalry units, but they're bad cavalry units. They're not like good cavalry units. Let's get rid of these guys. The Moorish infantry. And in turn get legionary defectors. Because technically they cost the same. And get desert spears, and now they don't have to die as much. We need to hold the provinces that we've kept.
What do you wish of me?
The Gepids are actually conquering territory, but Bulgaria has been really just pushed back, and now the Gok Turks and the Balts are threatening Cheronesus. I want to see if I can get peace with some of these factions. I don't know why I'm at war with them.
The afterlife, spare my ass. Well, why do you trouble my digestion?
Well, actually, I can get peace with some of them. The Balts don't want peace. The Avars don't want peace. Who else is at war with me?
I will be a patient.
The Goths are actually really strong. Lombards.
Speak quick.
No. The Gok Turk Cognate.
Speak. Do not waste time.
Khazars.
Speak ill or slowly. Do not attempt to.
This settlement here does actually have cohors. It's kind of a funny mix of both Roman and Eastern units. Now, as long as my client states can hold off and my allies in Armenia and the Sassanids, then we should be fine. Let's see if I leave this. No, the public order is just going to get worse. I have to keep this army here for a while. Let's just end the turn.
We ask only a little.
The Tanukids have wandered back into my territory. Now the Rashidun besiege my settlements. But they have a lot of armies, actually. I had no idea. Our enemies are like everywhere now. We're just like trying to survive. Let's have food again. So now what? We have a big army here, a large army here, a large army here.
At your command.
And my armies are depleted.
Ready for battle. Hear us, Lord!
They have a lot of cavalry units.
Retreat! Commander.
We're gonna have to face them soon. Either way. Currently they're... Now, they really need to get on the offensive. Now, the Sassanids, let's see.
In time, two things always smell. Fish and uninvited guests. Speak quickly then, before I lose interest in my breakfast.
They're actually getting more powerful despite owning... Despite how they own only like 2 settlements. I am very, very... Apparently that means we're going to have to once again march our Roman armies east. And rebuild this army too from... Oh my goodness. This army's been like utterly depleted. You know, we should probably like try to replace... Let's see if I can replace a mercenary unit. Okay, I have to get like desert bowmen instead. Luckily though, this settlement's also garrisoned, but let me see if I can try to...
Ready for orders. We hunger for battle. To battle!
We will have to face them in battle. Oh yeah, they have like... All of their units are cavalry. I'm not even joking. Yeah, all of their units are cavalry units. So this is going to be tough. If the AI knows what it's doing, of course, but... Alright, so... Yeah, like I said, all of their units are like the swift cavalry. This is going to be their general, of course. The one that we have to take out. But this is going to be a dangerous ensuement. He's never faced cavalry on the open field. But we were going to have to face them either way. They even have like easternized, like cataphract Roman units in their army. Yeah, that's a Roman helmet. And Desert Raiders, usual light cavalry unit. I'm more concerned about these types of units over here, like the Muslim Raiders and the Desert Camel Spearmen. Now our army is small in comparison, but we can always find a way. If we take advantage of the high ground, force their cavalry to march upwards, or to ride up. Because this is an open field, so we know what we're doing. Problem is, we don't have barely any cavalry units. So these 2 units are going to kind of be useless. My general, we're going to have to protect him, who is also the emperor. Now, I'm gonna keep one of these units back here just in case. Now, once my reinforcements arrive, the shift should turn. The balance of power should be a little better.
I see an army of sorts, led by a general of sorts. Reinforcing troops, and not a moment too soon. More horse than fighting. Let's be at them then.
They're gonna try to use the Parthian tactics on me. Now my reinforcements have arrived. We can try to hide them somewhere to outflank them.
The enemy has been sighted.
Now, problem is they're also not sighted. I can see them, of course. Things are going to... I'm putting it on slow.
The enemy has discovered our hidden troops.
They're gonna try to, like, surround us. They're gonna try to draw us out with their skirmisher units.
We've revealed their deception. Hidden troops. The enemy has laid an ambush.
It's not an ambush. It's just they were hiding in the forest right there. Now, okay, they're facing light melee cavalry, which isn't a concern, but how are my cohorts losing against desert raiders? That's the concern. How are my cohorts losing to light melee desert raiders?
The enemy is going for our general. Protect him.
How are these units faltering? Maybe I didn't get my charge.
Our men have given up and are running for their lives.
I need to protect my flank. I need to face these guys here. Charge downhill.
The men are broken and are fleeing. Engage! As you command. Heaven can wait. We must take our enemies. Never surrender. The
now the Empire is left without an emperor. And with the regent of the emperor's former daughter. However, more Roman armies are on the way. But these armies are hard to fight. Cavalry armies are difficult to fight. Now, we're probably going to have to lose this army. Let's just see if we can get peace with these guys before it is too late.
Welcome, I suppose. Now speak as you will, and try to...
They don't. So we're going to have to just hold them off. As long as we can retain our old territories, we should be fine. I am raising new armies, though. We are going to need new armies. It's going to be a while to replenish this one. This one's not going to replenish anytime soon. And we also have the... what the heck? Who the heck are those guys? We have the Emirate of the Caucasus with a Mongol banner. It's from the Medieval Kingdoms mod for some reason. I have no idea why. The Gok Turks are moving in now. Okay, these units, I don't know why, but the cohorts cannot stand against a light cavalry charge. I don't understand why or how that's possible. That those units cannot stand against a cavalry charge. I am not going to face these guys in the open field because they have a lot of cavalry and it would be a mistake. So we're going to let Dumat al-Jandal fall. We'll have to draw back here. Let's try to hinder the army. Success. And then once we do that, we'll regroup and send our armies back to defeat them. We have three new Roman armies coming their way with the help of desert mercenaries. And hopefully our client states can actually help us sometime. I am raising new armies in Greece to defend the homeland. It might be wise to raise another army here too. So we can defend Anatolia. End turn. Now it's been a while since we've been in this, like I said. Okay, now the Balts have pushed in. The Khazars are raiding. Well, the Lombards are at least not causing problems, but for me, but for my client states. What is Albania doing over here, all the way over here?
These brazen...
Okay, the Rashidun are actually going to retreat. I'm not going to win that one. So they'll retake the settlement that Konstantin actually was able to take. But alas, the irony. Well, they're going to be beset by plague, so they're not going to really replenish. But dang, they had a lot of armies. Now the Sassanians can hopefully hold them back.
You are strong and wise.
So their agents are also causing problems for us. But we now have new armies in the area.
At your command.
Russia have surprisingly retaken a number of their lost territory. But the Sassanids are strong, as long as they can send some forces down in order to deal with them. Forces of cataphracts, of course. Now they're Asian, this guy needs to really be dealt with because he's causing a lot of my settlements.
Ready for orders.
March through Dumat. You know, let's just
Commander. Faster, damn you all.
send our forces down to here.
I journey.
This guy probably retreated back to here.
I shall take it.
We need to recruit more legions, or what's left of our legions. Go to Antioch,
Commander. Soldiering. It's a good life.
where I can actually recruit more troops. Now the Gokturks, the Balts, the Khazars are converging on my territory here. I mean, I'm not at war with the Khazar hordes, but I'm at war with the Khazars. And then there's the Emirate of Caucasus. We have a regency.
Ready for battle. Are you ready to serve? We need good fighters.
Recruit some units in Greece. I can finally get one of those kind of agents.
For now.
This is where we will end this episode. I will see you all in the next one.